Welcome to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The stage is set for our third place game here in Greenville, North Carolina. It's Connecticut and Texas. 4 teams playing on this day. Yesterday we saw the semifinals. North Carolina defeated Texas. New York defeated Connecticut. And that's how we got to these 2 teams playing here in the third place game. Welcome back to the softball field. Courtney Lyle alongside 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. Chris Budden is also with us, and these girls have so much to be proud of. It's been a long week of great softball, and they should be proud to be here on Sunday.
Yeah, I can't believe that we started a week ago. We started with 12 teams, 4 of them international teams. To get to this point, it's still a big deal. The competition has never been better here, Michelle. You want to win third place.
Absolutely, and these teams have worked hard all summer long, so this is just another opportunity for them to play a game here at this World Series. So we're going to see a lot of great competition today.
Well, for this Texas team, they were the defending champions. They won't have the chance to go back-to-back. But you know what? Zenaria Hughes was so good with her bat and in the circle yesterday.
Yeah, she stepped it up in the circle, gave her team a chance to win. Texas just could not pull through at the end. They would lose to North Carolina, but Hughes did hit an out-of-the-park home run, the first one that we saw at this World Series, and the first one since 2021. She is a leader and truly a star for this Texas team.
So Texas is getting set to face Connecticut, who has had a very long road here. This is going to be their 7th game. But if you want offense, you go to Emily Sparingo, who leads the tournament in pretty much every offensive category.
Emily Sparingo has just been outstanding this week. A batting average over 500. How about 4 doubles? I mean, she can hit for average, but her power's been off the charts. 8 RBIs. Emily Sparingo in the middle of this lineup for Connecticut has just been so strong. A lot of fun to watch. This Connecticut team can definitely bop it.
Hey, we're going to see some superheroes on the field today. We're playing for third place, Connecticut and Texas. First pitch coming up when you come back. One more chance to take the field for Connecticut and Texas. So many great moments on the field, but also, Chris, some great moments off the field for these girls.
Courtney, one of the beautiful things about this tournament is the friendships that are made, not just within the team, but other teams, between countries. And there was a display of affection and sportsmanship yesterday after the game that was just a wonderful moment to see. Zenaria Hughes in tears, upset, obviously, because they didn't advance to the championship game. And Monica Jones, the opposing pitcher, sought her out, gave her a huge hug. I asked Jones afterwards why she did that, and she said, over the last week, we've become friends, we've become really close, and for as excited as I was to be able to play in Sunday's championship game, my heart also went out to her. So a beautiful moment of sportsmanship between the ladies on this field.
Yeah, this is a week they will never forget, and friendships that could last a lifetime for sure. Well, Texas will be facing Connecticut out of Milford, Connecticut. Let's meet the team. It's brought to you by PNC Bank.
My name is Maya Brown, and my favorite movie is Zootopia.
My name is Kaylee Glenn, and my favorite MLB team is the New York Yankees.
My name is Audrey O'Connell, and my favorite softball player is Josie Muffley.
My name is Emma Bonanno, and my favorite athlete is Paige Becker.
My name is Sammy Marini, and my favorite animal is flamingos.
My name's Holly Kuhn, and my favorite food is Party Little Bites.
My name is Riley Fagan-Davis, and my favorite food is steak.
My name is Grace Weber. My favorite food is chicken tenders.
My name is Marina Cosmos, and my favorite athlete is Montana Phelps.
My name is Addie McKenna Hansen, and my favorite team is the Boston Red Sox.
My name is Emily Sparingo, and my favorite athlete is Sis Bates.
My name is Danny Katansky, and my favorite softball team is the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Connecticut is representing the New England region. Continuous batting order this year in Little League, so they bat 1 through 12, and Emily Sparingo, who has 8 RBI, will bat 4th.
She's been on fire this World Series, Michelle. Her and really the middle of the order for Connecticut have stepped up big. Marina Cosmos as well.
And in the circle for Texas, Ambry Ramos.
Ramos is getting her second start in this Little League World Series, and she is a baller. She plays second base. She also is a very good pitcher. She likes to work the corners with the curveball, screwball combination. Has a little bit of a rise, and how about low 50s, but a changeup that'll be about 37 to 38 miles an hour. Can really mix speeds.
So an entire week of softball coming down to today. Started with 12 teams from all over the world. 8 teams from the United States, 4 international teams, and these 2 playing for 3rd place. Sammy Marini watches strike one come in from Ambry Ramos. Sammy's favorite athlete, Jenny Finch. Sammy Marini's mom in the stands. We've had some great crowds this week. Of course, the parents taking off work as that rolls foul. It's been a long road to get to the World Series, and it's capped today with these 2 games.
These parents have invested a lot of time, energy, effort, as well as the coaches and all the volunteers at Little League. It's been an amazing summer.
Yeah, well, and you think a lot of league play actually happens in the spring. And so All-Star starts in June.
Yeah.
So when you start thinking about the seasons that these young athletes have had, they've probably started in February, March with practices, spring season, All-Star season, travel. It's been fun.
Change of speed. Ambry Ramos, filthy.
It's that pitch that you mentioned, Michelle, that Ambry Ramos will really take a lot of miles an hour off of that pitch. That is one of her better pitches. She can throw that pitch in any count. Lots of confidence for Ambry Ramos this summer in the circle.
Marina Cosmas now, the catcher. Cosmas comes in hitting .500 this week, and she had the lone hit yesterday in the semifinals for Connecticut. That just passed Ramos. Clara Becknold running. Got it in time.
This ball gets hit past Ramos. Good job by Becknold coming in, who typically will play first base, but I think they're going to take a look at this. It looked the way that Marina got down the line that she was safe. So I think they're going to take a look at this with the replay, and good chance it could be overturned.
Yeah, it looks like her foot got down on that orange safety bag before the ball was in Zenaria Hughes' glove. So we do have video replay. They're making the decision in Williamsport.
Yeah, good hustle by Cosmas to get down the line. And yeah, I think this one is going to be overturned too. Marina Cosmas has had such a good World Series at the plate. Not only does she have 5 hits, but she's walked 7 times. Just a player that has continued to find different ways to get on base for Connecticut.
Yeah, that's clear that Marina Cosmas beat out that throw. Man, Connecticut, what a week for them, guys. This is their 7th game. Started on Sunday. Their only day off was Thursday. So a whole week of softball, and of course, Milford making its 2nd straight appearance at the Little League Softball World Series.
Yeah, it's one of those programs that's done a really good job of getting the girls involved at home in community-based softball and continuing to excel.
Yeah, game a day. They've had a lot of pressure on them, too, at points. A lot of elimination games that they had to play through, and had some ups and downs.
Double elimination tournament, so back up against the wall.
And Marina Cosmas will be safe, so they will overturn that call.
She's going to put on her mask underneath her helmet. She's just in full character here with her Batman impressions. And Zenaria Hughes even laughing at her a little bit, too, at first base.
Well, Halloween is coming up. It's not far off.
I think she needs to pull her helmet down over her face. It's hard to do both. Riley Fagan Davis steps up now. Her dream job to be a marine biologist. Pop up, it's in foul territory, and Texas can't get there in time to make a play.
Yeah, worth noting, it is a hot day today. So Marina Cosmas had that mask underneath her helmet, and that It already probably feels like 105 outside. That probably made it feel with a helmet on top of a mask. Woo.
She's lost the mask.
She lost it, yeah. The helmet didn't quite fit over it and fit properly.
Second strikeout swinging for Ambry Ramos.
We talked about Ramos's ability to mix speed, but she can also really work the corners. Look at the way this ball's going to have some bend on it. Nice little curve ball to kind of run away from the plate. Gets Fagan Davis to swing through it. Second strikeout of the game for Ramos.
Love the way that she changes speeds.
Ball. A pitch low in the dirt for ball one to Emily Sparingo. Probably the most dangerous hitter this week. 8 RBI, 7 hits, 4 doubles.
A player who played her last year for Connecticut. There's 2 of them, Riley Fagan Davis and then Emily Sparingo, more the veteran players on this team, and Sparingo has hit like a veteran at the World Series this year.
Ball.
She's been very disciplined. One of the things you really notice when you watch her at bats is that she doesn't chase a lot of pitches out of the zone. And just as I say that, she chases the changeup. Looked like maybe she took a little off that.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball.
Full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Three strikeouts in that inning for Ambry Ramos.
Ambry Ramos is mixing speeds so well. She looked sharp early in this third place game, striking out the side. She did allow that 1 infield single.
Well, the Southwest, represented by Hewitt, Texas. This Midway Little League team won the World Series last year. They're playing for third place today. And let's meet the team. It's brought to you by PNC Bank.
My name is Clara Becknald, and my dream job is to be a marine biologist.
My name is Kendall Brown, and my favorite shoes are Crocs.
My name is Ambry Ramos, and my favorite food is corn.
My name is Brooklyn Jamerson. My favorite singer is Drake.
My name is Jaden Serrato. My favorite football team is the Dallas Cowboys.
My name is Jasmine Guerrero, and my favorite softball team is the Oklahoma Sooners.
My name is Caitlin Lau. My dream job is to become a vet.
My name is Taylor Caston, and my favorite baseball player is Christian Malage.
My name is Riley Little, and my favorite player is Jada Coleman.
My name is Zenaria Hughes, and my favorite actor is Michael B. Jordan.
My name is Yada Green, and my favorite food is a hamburger.
My name is Cami Mitchell, and my favorite color is blue.
The Southwest team, Midway Little League. And here is their batting order 1 through 12. And Zenaria Hughes, guys, what a blast yesterday from her.
Wow, she took a pitch that was up at her eyeballs and just blasted it out of the park. The only over-the-fence home run that we've had here at the Little League World Series. Just so much great power. 500 hitters, so look for her in that 4 spot for Texas.
We mentioned this is Connecticut's 7th game. Well, for the 6th time, they will start Grace Weber in the circle.
Relied on her a lot this summer.
Ball.
Seen a lot of action in the circle. She's thrown 28 innings at the World Series. Looked good. Good curveball that she'll bring.
Ball.
Starting out with Riley Little, the catcher for Texas. This Texas team came to the World Series last year. They were a really young team. And they surprised everybody, winning the World Series. So 9 of those players were eligible to come back again. They made it all the way to the World Series semifinals yesterday before losing to North Carolina.
Ball.
And because of that, I mean, they were definitely the quote-unquote favorite to win. I mean, how are you not if you're the defending champs and you return 9 of the players from last year's team that won it all? A very strong team, and that's just how good this competition has gotten at the World Series, that it shows you that everything is leveled up. To beat a team like Texas, the other teams have gotten stronger.
As you see the returners from last year's Texas team. And that one hits Riley Little in the box.
Now batting, number 9, Ambry Ramos.
Ambry Ramos coming up to bat. You can see her wearing the number 9. That is a lucky family number. Her father, Edward Ramos, also the manager, wore number 9 all growing up. Her sister, Tiara, is in the house. You usually see them wearing the wig. She wore number 9. There is a younger sister, Adeline. She is not wearing number 9 yet because she's 4 years old, but you got to continue the lucky tradition.
Number 9 was my favorite number, so I have a serious connection to number 9 too. Big fan of the number 9.
Ambry Ramos looking for the gap. Pretty shot. Riley Little seeking third, and she reaches. Bumping over runners on the corners now.
Well, number 9 hit it to field number 9, driving that to right center, and you can see she knows it right off the bat that that's going into the gap. Really good shot by Ramos, who can do it all. As we mentioned, really good second baseman pitching today, and oh yeah, she can bash it in that number 2 spot.
So Riley Little with the walk, Ambry Ramos with the single brings us to Jasmine Guerrero, and there goes Ambry Ramos. She's in scoring position.
Those are the sisters that you see, at least Tiara Ramos. Every day they've been here, they've been wearing these crazy wigs. Yesterday was a glitter wig. They've had these bright orange wigs. They said today they had to give it up. It's way too hot to be rocking a wig today.
Jasmine Guerrero grabbed by Riley Fagan Davis. Here comes Riley Little, and Texas scores first. Ambry Ramos to third.
Yes!
Chris, the feels like temperature is 104 out there, so I can't blame them for not wearing the wigs.
Team scoring first have had a lot of success this week at the World Series, 17-3. Connecticut actually appealing the runner at third that was leaving early. That was Riley Little, just thinking that she left a little bit soon, so checking that play, and the umpire says, I got her safe.
Ball.
Zenaria Hughes.
Ball.
Became a star in this tournament last year and came back with this Little League team. She's been their main pitcher all summer. Of course, it's so great to have the 1-2 punch of her and Ambry Ramos together.
And Caitlin Lau, too. I mean, this is a Texas team that has a complete pitching staff, of course, led by Zenaria.
Well, and it's interesting because Zenaria is a left-handed pitcher, but she hits right-handed. You don't usually see that. You see a lot of right-handed pitchers that hit left-handed.
Ball 4. Second walk issued by Grace Weber in this inning. Watching her swing yesterday, Michelle, it's working out. Just right over the left field fence.
It's quite the bash.
They put on her oven mitts over there at first base. She broke both of her thumbs sliding at practice earlier this year. One in January, and then that one healed up, and then she broke the other one as soon as the other one healed up. So we're to protect all fingers, all thumbs, put those oven mitts on when she's on the base pass.
Brooklyn Jamerson now trying to add to this lead. Grace Weber chasing after it, throwing home. Hitter in the box.
See, it goes off the foot. Ooh. Never feels good. Yep.
So she'll come back and we'll do it again. Brooklyn is a Baylor softball fan. Her favorite subject in school, guys, lunch.
Nice. I like that one too.
Best time, break time in the middle of the day.
Ball.
Zenaria Hughes halfway to second. Connecticut throws over to third to check Ambry Ramos, and Z is good to go at second.
I like that Connecticut was going to make the throw down. Hughes stopped as soon as she saw it. Was protected a little bit by Ramos at third. So good teamwork on both sides, defensively and offensively.
Pop up in the infield. Emma Bonanno scooped. Two down. Ambry Ramos at third, Zenaria Hughes at second for Taylor Caston.
Ball.
It would be big if Connecticut could wiggle out of this, having just given up one run with the situation they found themselves in. The first two hitters in the inning reaching.
Weber's starting to nibble around the corners, a little bit low in the zone, and she's getting Texas to bite after some of those pitches, foul them off. Hard to square up.
Ball.
Taylor Caston, one of the newcomers to this Texas team, was not on last year's team. She just moved to Texas from South Dakota last summer. It's actually the third state that she's lived in her young 13 years. Wisconsin, South Dakota, and now Texas. Her dad's job moving them around.
It's a big pickup for their area with Taylor Caston, her speed and athleticism. She brought a lot to this team this summer.
She's had 4 RBI this week, a couple of hits. One of those being a triple on Monday against California.
Oh, she's fast.
We're just late. Don't be late.
That's Edward Ramos, the manager of Texas, back for his second season.
It's a great take right there by Taylor Caston. Wow. Not an easy pitch to take right there at the top of the zone. Trust her eyes, works this to a full count.
And Grace Weber is going to win that duel, though. Her first strikeout.
Grace Weber using that pitch in the upper power to the zone. In a pressure situation, runners at second and third picks up the big strikeout to get out of the jam. The rise ball hopping.
The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Well, before play started a week ago, all 12 teams arrived. There was a big party for all the girls, and Jada Coleman, Oklahoma softball center fielder, was there, and for some reason she autographed Connecticut manager Brian Glenn's head.
The question is, we want to know, is it still there?
Yeah, it's been over a week now.
I mean, Jada Coleman is a star. Look at that. She's left-handed, writing that. You know, Michelle is a lefty. Those autographs when you're writing with your left hand, not an easy thing to do without smearing it, right?
Very difficult, yes.
So does that count as a tattoo that Brian Glenn is supposed to get from winning state?
No.
He told the girls?
It doesn't. But thank you for asking.
By the way, Amanda, happy International Left-Handers Day.
Yep, that's
Today is the day of you.
It is.
For Michelle.
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Awesome.
Michelle has a love of lefties.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Danny Katansky fouls.
It always happens at the World Series, and I feel like there's always a really good left-handed pitcher at the World Series.
We've seen a couple this week.
Yeah, we have. Remy Haggerty did a good job, too, for North Carolina.
Zenaria Hughes, of course.
Yeah.
Solid contact from Danny Katansky. She's got herself a single.
What a good job. With 2 strikes for Danny Katansky to shorten up and get to this up and in pitch, kept her barrel above the ball, kept her hands above the ball. 0-2 hit to lead off this inning for Danny Katansky.
Second hit of the game for Connecticut. Kaylee Glenn will step up now. Ambry Ramos was able to strike out the side in the first.
This Connecticut team can swing it. Watching it regional, seeing them come through their regional tournament, you could just see the way they explode at pitches. And so that's going to be the key right there for Ramos. She's just going to have to continue to use that changeup, which is so effective.
She throws a lot of strikes, too, to work from ahead.
Runner up looking. Want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League Baseball or Softball? Visit PlayLittleLeague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. You guys were talking about how Connecticut can put up runs as Holly Kuhn steps in. Sunday, 11 runs against Italy. Tuesday, 12 runs in 9 innings against Canada. Then 9 runs again on Wednesday against Italy, and then they run-ruled Puerto Rico 10-0. Averaging over 9.5 runs per game this week.
Well, manager Glenn told us that he felt like they had a really good offense, but in their district tournament, sectionals, and state, he felt like the bats were good, but never really clicked. And then in regionals, as you mentioned, Michelle, the bats just got hot and have carried into the World Series. There was a lot of pressure that this team felt, though, to make it to state and to win state. And that's why manager Glenn said, hey, if we win state, I'll get a tattoo, because that was just a really big moment for this team.
Laying out for it, Jasmine Guerrero. She keeps it from sneaking out to left field. 2 on.
Well, Jasmine Guerrero was playing towards second base, and just the way that Holly Kuhn gets this hit more toward the 5-6 hole. Good job by Jasmine to go down, keep it on the infield. But playing a little bit up the middle, it looked like it could have been a routine ground ball. But it's a base hit for Kuhn.
Addie McKenna Hansen is her biggest fan watching. I believe she could be. Tripod the cat.
Tripod has 3 legs.
Yes. Hence the name.
Yes.
Tripod.
Just in case someone was looking.
She's a big softball fan, we're told.
Yes. And Tripod has become a star this week, and so is Addie McKenna Hansen, both of them. I mean, the one thing about playing a lot of games like Connecticut has this week, you get a lot of TV time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Even TV time for your cat.
Exactly. That's why Tripod is now famous.
That was a big cut by Addie. She is hitting .313 on the week. She has 2 older siblings, Tyler and Nolan. Wow, count it 5 now for Ambry.
Ambry Ramos goes to this changeup again. She has been changing speeds so well, pops it out of her hand, and she follows in her release with her hand to the catcher's glove. Love the way that she is throwing that with a lot of confidence today and throwing a lot of strikes, only 7 balls that she's thrown.
Yeah, and she's doing such a good job of working that outer half of the plate, Amanda. You know, a lot of pitchers love to throw on that arm side of the plate. So as a righty, you want to throw inside to right-handed hitters, but she naturally comes across her body. There's the changeup again. And I love the way, as you are mentioning, her follow-through on that, because she follow-throughs out. That almost catches the eye of the hitter, right? Because it looks explosive, so it looks like it helps her sell that pitch.
to back. And again, Ambry strikes out the side.
How about Ambry? Amanda, she has gotten every out herself via the strikeout.
Amazing job by Ramos. Wow, she's looking good today, Michelle.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Little League stats are provided by Game Changer, the official scorekeeping and stats technology partner of Little League and the Little League World Series. Game Changer now offers free live video streaming for regular season local youth games, plus automatic video highlight clips when you stream and score your game. Texas on top here in our third place game at the World Series. Jasmine Guerrero getting the RBI. The difference right now, it'll be 7, 8, 9 up, starting with Caitlin Lau. That's one heck of a special talent. Can touch her nose with her tongue. So we mentioned this is the third place game, but for the first time ever, ladies, the Little League Softball World Series championship game is on ABC. Coverage begins this afternoon at 3 Eastern. The girls from Massapequa, New York, take on Winterville, North Carolina, and that's right here about 8 miles away from the stadium. That Winterville, North Carolina team. Audrey O'Connell ready.
Yeah, North Carolina can really hit the ball. Let's see if New York's pitching can step up and shut them down. Good swing here by Caitlin Lau, but that one that we have coming up this afternoon is going to be a great one. It is going to be a packed house. Two teams that have just really, I think, gotten better as the week has gone on to get to this championship game.
Yeah, absolutely. New York, coming into yesterday's game, had only played 2 games, and so but offensively, they really came alive yesterday. It was great to see. And North Carolina, just a lot of fun to watch. They feed off the crowd. It's just a great environment.
Had a really intense walk-off win a couple of nights ago. It's going to be a great game.
This North Carolina team, it's like they've been down in their last couple of games, and they just punch right back. They keep their composure, so it makes them a dangerous team to play.
Absolutely.
Highly motivated team. Play with that extra little chip on their shoulder as Grace Weber gets strikeout number 2.
Weber is going to use this pitch going up and away. Look at the movement on this pitch. It's a rise ball. It's got a little bit of up, a little bit of outspin. Second strikeout of the game for Grace Weber.
So again, we will have that championship game for you at 3 Eastern for the first time on ABC. Should be a lot of fun, but here we've got our third place game between Texas and Connecticut. Clara Becknall playing at second base this afternoon. Grace Weber wants it. 3 up, 3 down. Texas on top by a run.
Taylor Swift safe because her songs are really good.
Taylor Swift out.
Taylor Swift out.
Taylor Swift safe.
Taylor Swift out.
Taylor Swift absolutely safe. She's just the queen.
We were talking about this in the car ride over here. Are you surprised how many Taylor Swifts out there were in that?
Yes.
I was, yes.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
I was too.
I'm safe for Taylor Swift. What are you guys?
Definitely safe.
Safe.
I would even go home run if that was an option. Chris, are you safe or out on Taylor Swift?
I've listened to it every day to get ready before heading to the field. So it's
Super safe.
Super, super duper safe.
I'm told next year we're going to add home run as an option. Grace Weber to lead off for Connecticut.
Ambry Ramos has gotten some good strikeouts in this game. 6 strikeouts through 2. against a Connecticut team that does not strike out very much. In 6 games coming into this game, they'd only struck out 21 times.
Well, that's the key is swing and miss.
That's 3 in a row. Let's check in with Chris.
Courtney, people come from all over to watch this event, and I want to introduce you to 9-year-old Kylie Johnson, who you see on your screen. She's from Chesapeake, Virginia, and she was watching Zenaria Hughes on her TV pitch this week. She's a pitcher herself, and she said, I want to go watch her play. So she told her dad. Dad said, sure. They came down earlier in the week. They got to meet Zenaria after the game, take some pictures. She got some advice from her. They were watching yesterday, and she said, Dad, we got to go back today for the last day, and here they are.
And she got a Southwest shirt to represent Zenaria's team. I love it.
Yeah, we sat there and were right next to them whenever Kylie got to meet Zenaria the other day after the game. And it was one of the most amazing World Series moments to watch Zenaria sit there and give her advice, and seeing Kylie just look up to Zenaria with such big eyes.
That's what it's all about. Spreading the love of the sport, inspiring the next generation. Really cool.
Yeah, who knows, maybe we'll see Kylie playing on this field someday. Audrey O'Connell and Clara Becknall is there. Wholesome content alert. This is the meeting between Zenaria and Kylie.
Look at Zenaria even. Thank you for coming. They took a picture together. Absolutely adorable. So the 3 things that Zenaria told Kylie for her advice was: 1, practice as much as you can. 2, whenever you have ups and downs, remember to push through. And then 3, have fun and never give up. Passing on that advice to the little one.
Love point 3.
Oh, and Amanda and Michelle wanted to meet Zenaria as well.
Yeah.
This was before the game. Zenaria Hughes in Texas. They are up 1-0. Emery Ramos wheeling and dealing in the circle. Little League would like to extend a special thank you to its official sponsors like Easton Softball and Dick's Sporting Goods. These companies provide year-round support to the Little League program, helping to create opportunities and experiences for families and communities. Little League would also like to thank its dedicated volunteers who make the program a special experience for millions of children around the world. Final day of the World Series here in Greenville, North Carolina. The 3rd place game, Texas and Connecticut, and Cammie Mitchell hops one back to Grace Weber.
Grace Weber's done a nice job of settling into this game and looking really confident. Normally, Grace Weber throws, oh, there's Buddy the dog.
Oh, yeah. And Amanda is smitten.
Oh, Buddy is a staple here in Greenville at this field.
Oh, he's licking his paws.
He's a season ticket holder?
Yeah, for that. That's his team right there. He's always here. Saw some athletes in limited softball pro players get to meet him as well.
Yeah. Guys, he really has been here every single day, all week. Every day you look up and there he is.
Yeah, we can see him from the booth, which is great.
He's a true fan.
Yes. The unofficial mascot of the Little League Softball World Series. Giada Green punches it to center.
Giada Green hitting out of the 11 hole has been outstanding for Texas. Hitting .375 coming into this game. It's very clutch at the bottom of the lineup.
What I was going to say about Grace Weber before getting distracted by Buddy, which our producer Chris Damiani totally knew what happened, but Grace Weber is more known for that curveball, moving away from these right-handed hitters, but in this game, just like that pitch right there, she's really changed up her game plan to give these Texas hitters a different look. I mean, she's thrown 28 innings coming to this game. They've seen her a lot on TV, know really what her strategy is to work that curveball in the outer half, but today she's been throwing more inside.
Holly Kuhn was in the exact position she needed to be and a little late on the throw trying to turn the double play, but they do get Giada Green going to second.
Well, and Amanda, to your point, Texas had been making adjustments moving up onto the plate. On this one, though, she backs off knowing that she had just gotten an inside pitch. Good job by Kuhn to get the lead runner. Audrey O'Connell at second, covering. So Kuhn and O'Connell up the middle to get that second out of the inning.
Top of the order for Texas for the second time. Riley Little walked to lead off the game.
And so you can see Riley Little, her toes are right up on that chalk line, knowing that Weber was throwing that pitch, as you talked about, Amanda. Then once she comes back inside, they're like, "Ooh, I better back off a little bit."
Like she did.
Yeah.
Just good adjustments by Grace Weber to probably talk it over with her pitching coach and talk about the game plan coming into this game. It's actually Mike Bonanno who calls pitches for Connecticut. His daughter Maddie was a pitcher on last year's team.
Holly Kuhn gets the throw there in time. Now they do have the option to look at this play. Edward Ramos going out to talk to the umpire.
Yeah, smooth play by Holly Kuhn to pull that ball, pulled her toward the 5-6 hole, and it's a good play by the shortstop, Athletic. O'Connell coming over to cover, but this is going to be overturned.
They are reviewing this in Williamsport. Call on the field was that the runner was out.
Good hustle by Jaden Serrato to get herself to second base, go hard with that ground ball toward the left side, make sure she goes in sliding. I think, though, her foot clearly got to the base before the throw did.
That's a great look right there.
That's the look right there. It's very obvious that she's safe. But defensively, outstanding play. Look at her. She's keeping the faith.
Yeah, both the Texas base runners are still at their bases. Looks like Edward Ramos is going to come up with the runner in scoring position, but nobody to pitch to him.
Yeah, he'll be the 13th in the batting order for Texas. Call is overturned.
Next batter for Southwest, number 9, Emily Ramos.
So Connecticut hustles back out on the field, 2 out, 2 on for the pitcher, Ambry Ramos. So Ambry Ramos at the plate. Let's just listen in to her dad, Edward Ramos, the manager, during this at bat.
Listen. Hey, 1 for timing, okay? 1. But listen, when we do go, I need to up the middle. I can't do this, hey, with a purpose. Hey, and I mean it with a purpose. Jaden, in the outfield you're scoring, so your fire off has to be good. You understand that, 9? 1's for timing because of all this. No. Okay. Hey, but you're shot through the middle line drive. I don't want to get here and do this. I want to get here and extend, finish. Get that hip into something.
And so Connecticut was making a defensive substitution. That's the holdup. It looks like Emily Sparingo will go play third.
Gave Edward Ramos some quality time to speak to his daughter about some mechanical adjustments and approach at the plate.
As we've learned, no lead is safe in this World Series, so if Texas can bring these two home, that would be huge. Ambry Ramos certainly is trying her hardest. And Jaden Serrato retreating back to third safely. Bases loaded with 2 outs.
Ramos just attacks this ball and mashes it. Does exactly what her dad asked her to. Really extend, let that ball jump off that barrel. She bashes it through the 5-6 hole, and then a good job by Serrato getting back to third base when coach sends her back.
A good base running by Jaden Serrato in this inning.
So now the shortstop, Jasmine Guerrero, fouls off the first pitch behind her. She had the RBI in the first.
Another one of those new faces for Texas is Jasmine Guerrero, who has a really nice World Series in summer with this team, being a new player within the summer.
Up the middle, but into the glove of Riley Fagan Davis. And Texas will lead the bases loaded after 3 innings. Texas on top by 1. Please, if you're able, help the people affected by the Hawaii wildfires. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and to help people recover. Such sad images coming out of Hawaii. Our thoughts with all of those in Hawaii, and if you are able, please help. Let's check in with Chris.
Courtney, we told you the story about 9-year-old Kylie Johnson, who came all the way from Chesapeake, Virginia, to watch Zenaria Hughes. I'm joined with her and her dad, Antonio. Dad, why was it important when she says to you, I really like watching her, to make the drive down here to see her in person?
Well, she started watching her last year when they won the championship, and when it was being so close, I felt like I needed to bring her down here so she can meet her in person, and it just turned into us coming back twice.
Kylie, when you watch her, you're a pitcher yourself. What do you like about Zenaria?
I like that when she throws hard, I like that she stays calm and she stays loose. And when she pitches a bad, and then when she pitches a bad ball, she never gives up and she just forgets about it and keeps on going.
I love that. Dad, they got to meet the other day, and Zenaria gave her some advice. What's that like to watch her have these role models already?
It's just awesome. You know, it makes her want to try harder and know that she can be on this level someday.
Okay, I want you to show. Raise up your arm. What are you going to give Zenaria after the game?
Friendship bracelet.
I love it. With the Southwest colors. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Okay.
Guys.
Oh, my gosh. How cute is Kylie, guys? I love this.
Adorable.
This is what the Little League Softball World Series is about. And you mentioned, Amanda, these are the tips that Z gave to Kylie when they met for the first time.
Isn't that cool? I mean, Zenaria was so calm and well-spoken to when she was talking to Kylie, and these are important things to learn through sports and through being a pitcher, Michelle.
Absolutely. Practice as much as you can. Have fun and never give up. That's my favorite one, the third one.
Me too.
Yep.
And that Kylie already sees how Z is able to fight through, and she does have a pitch that's not her best. She never gives up. Love it.
A lot of people traveling in for the World Series of stories that we've heard about, in particular this summer. It's going to be an event that continues to grow and grow and grow.
Every year we come here to Greenville. It started in 2021, being here in Greenville, North Carolina, and wow, it just gets bigger and bigger. Well, we want to let you know, here is our Sunday night baseball matchup coming up. The series finale between the NL East leading Braves, who have the best record in baseball, and the Mets at Citi Field, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, with a special 2-hour Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. But hey, before that, at 3 o'clock, are you ready for our championship game on ABC, ladies? Woo-hoo. New York This team is 3-0. They've allowed 4 earned runs, tied for the fewest out of the 12 teams here at the World Series. They will be taking on a scrappy and dangerous North Carolina team who might have somewhat of a home field advantage. This North Carolina team from 8 miles away, and we've seen people line up. In fact, I already see a line forming to get in yellow, getting set to see the Southeast team, North Carolina.
And this North Carolina team, even though they're from 8 miles away, they're representing the Southeast. They had to go through states. They had to go to regionals. They beat a good Tennessee team down in Warner Robins in order to make it. So it is ironic that they're just from 8 miles away, but it wasn't like they were given a bye or a host bid. This is a team that went all the way through the qualifying steps and just ironically happened to be here for the championship game.
So if you're watching this and you're local, you better come get in that line and get a good seat. 3 o'clock today on ABC, North Carolina against New York for the championship.
By the way, this line is forming. The game is still 2 hours away. It is 1 o'clock right now. That game is at 3 Eastern, and people were already setting up their chairs in the outfield at 10 a.m. trying to get a good spot.
Yeah. Look, people know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
The shade spot, I think, was the most
people
primo.
know that they want shade.
Yes.
For sure.
So the water break is over. Remember, the feels like temperature 104. Ambry Ramos flashing the leather.
Now batting number 21, Marina Costas.
Marina Cosmas up, and let's meet Marina. It's brought to you by Dollar Car Rental. Her favorite athletes are her brothers. Her superstition is a Starbucks pink drink with no strawberries and cold foam, and also a cake pop. And yes, I have memorized that. And her dream job is to be an author.
Does a really good Batman impression, too. We saw her wearing her Batman mask pregame, trying to keep the team loose. Actually, she stumbled into that impression, she says, after being bored on a team trip, and so she painted her entire face with eye black, and also Batman with the heart necklace and the dugout around him for the first time.
Yeah, there's her Batman mask. Now, she tried to wear it with the helmet. That did not work out, but it was a good attempt.
Yes.
I like the effort.
This Connecticut team has a lot of personality. They're very superstitious. We know that about them. They love the movie Titanic, hence the Heart of the Ocean necklace around Batman.
They pull a lot of the different ideas and themes together.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And Marina Cosmas will take the free pass. First walk issued by Ambry Ramos today. Riley Fagan-Davis.
Yeah, going back to them being so superstitious, they have a lot of different things that they are superstitious about, and including carpooling in the same cars to the games, eating the same snacks, watching the same shows that on days that they win, and every player kind of has their own pregame superstition too.
My favorite is Emily Sparingo has Grace Weber tie her shoes.
Yeah.
And that Grace Weber gives every teammate a hug
before and after the game. I thought that was awesome too.
That's a good superstition. Did you guys have superstitions?
I would call it more routines. Like I would never step on the chalk line. I would jump into the field of play. It was like my wake-up call to time to go to work.
Okay.
But some people would say, oh, that's a superstition. So whatever you want to call it. Routine, superstition.
It worked?
It worked.
So, Amanda?
Yeah, I just wore the same sparkly headband for my entire career, from freshman year through senior year. And it was pretty dirty by the end of it. You know, you can't wash it. Yeah, I'm sure Sally Scarborough has it somewhere.
Shout out to Sally.
Sally. Sally, you want my digits so you can text me a picture of that said blinged headband?
Yeah. Chris, I know you're a competitive diver. Did you have any superstitions?
I would wear the same bathing suit. So there was one for the 1 meter and there was one for the 3 meter. And I would wear, whatever day that competition was, that same swimsuit.
Oh. Okay. Did it make a difference? Like, I wonder?
I mean, obviously, it's a lot of effort to make sure you had the right one.
I mean, I wasn't a gold medalist, Michelle, but I mean, so maybe not.
I meant from the higher distance.
I mean, you were a club tennis champion, Chris.
That's right.
So
don't let her fool you.
Yeah.
That's great.
She does.
They even have, this Connecticut team also has a bat that they named Rose, hence, again, the Titanic theme, that every player has to touch at some point, either before or during the game. A lot of superstitions.
Yep.
Full count for Emily Sparingo.
Wow.
Every night in my dreams, I see you. Mm-hmm. I feel you. That is how I know. You will go on. My heart will go on, yeah. Sorry, Celine, I just butchered your song. 2 free passes in this inning.
What's so funny is that they love the movie Titanic, and it came out in 1997, which would be a good, I don't know, decade to 15 years before any of them were even born.
Right.
It's amazing.
And a lot of them hadn't seen Titanic, even though they made that the theme with Rose and the necklace.
I'm still unsure how it's the theme of the team.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I just don't know what category to put it under.
Yeah. Tying run at second now for Connecticut, and Edward Ramos is going to go out to the circle.
Hey, last time we faced her, she went up the middle because we threw screw. Hey, let's try to hang out on this corner. Are you good? Caitlin's ready to go. Last batter, regardless. You get her out, she's out. You should get on. It's a new pitcher. Okay, finish strong. Dig deep right here. Try to paint some corners. Let's go. Hey, expect it. 2 outs.
I love the way Coach talks to the team, and when he's going to say something important, he says, hey, to like pull your attention in. Hey, expect it.
Yeah. It gets me locked in. Danny Katansky trying to tie the game. Jasmine Guerrero charging. Got it. 2 left on for Connecticut, and Texas still leads by a run. Let's take a look at our game track. It is brought to you by Geico. We are watching the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's. And here comes that game track, brought to you by Geico. Our third place game, Connecticut and Texas. Embry Ramos 2 for 2. Texas, their run coming in the bottom of the first inning, and they just got out of a pickle here. The tying run for Connecticut was at second base. Winner of this game will get third place in our World Series. Zaneria Hughes to lead off. She's playing at first base today. And there's her biggest fan, Kylie, watching. Yesterday, I mean, she went boom.
Went up in the zone and got a rise ball that was basically at her eyes. This is a full count and gave Texas the lead late in the game. You talk about clutch. It was this home run right here by Zaneria Hughes. Her mom, Joanne, went crazy in the stands. We even got to see her moving and grooving to home plate with her teammates. Big swing that gave Texas the lead, but then North Carolina came back to win it and claim their spot in the championship game.
She'll send this one back over Grace Weber's head. And Zaneria Hughes on for the second time. Kylie loves it.
She does love it.
Ladies, it's time for Joke of the Day. All of these girls fill out a questionnaire. This one comes from Riley Little. What do you call a pig that does karate?
Pork chop.
That was very quick and very good.
Wow.
Wow, nice
Michelle.
job.
Sorry, I just kind of blurted that out.
No, just do it. And Michelle's thinking about dinner last night, that Carolina pork chop that was on the menu.
That you should have ordered.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah. Chickened out last minute.
That was a really good one.
You chickened out?
No, it's amazing.
That was a great joke. There's a section on the questionnaire you can put a joke for us to read. So that one coming from Riley Little. We love doing our joke of the day. Lead off on for Brooklyn Jamerson.
Four of the last 6 hitters for Texas have had base hits, but they just haven't been able to string them together at the right time to push some runs across.
Yeah, because even that Jasmine Guerrero line drive to center field was a well-struck ball that ended last inning.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that was just foul.
Well, this season has been one that Brooklyn Jamerson dedicated to someone very special. This is her grandmother, Diane, and unfortunately Diane had a medical emergency at one of Brooklyn's games earlier in the season and would pass away later that night. So Brooklyn has dedicated this season to her grandmother. Was her biggest fan, came to all of her sporting events, no matter what sport she was playing. And that right there is Brooklyn's first hit at the World Series. Zenaria Hughes hitting the gash. She'll stop at third, though. And Brooklyn Jamerson to second.
This is Brooklyn Jamerson's first hit of the World Series coming on the last day. She's had some good at-bats, went up and got that pitch, kept her hands on top of it to hit it hard and be able to get it through the infield. And Edward Ramos throwing up the stop sign for Zenaria Hughes to stop at third base.
I need a tip.
See how close up Sparingo is playing up the line.
This way. Turn it in. Initiate it. Push it.
Edward Ramos.
I want to be about right here. Once they throw, we go. Don't go for the fake.
Looking for more of a push bunt from Taylor Caston, just reading the defense of what Sparingo and the other corner, Bonanno, how in they're playing. Trying to push it past them. They're just right on top of Caston as soon as that pitch is released.
Yeah, and Caston, again, also those toes way up on that line, pushed right up against home plate. They've been challenging her underneath her hands on that inside corner.
I got a runner at third. I got to do my job and put a ball on the ground somewhere. Make contact. Let's go.
Two to Caston.
Hey.
A big opportunity for Texas here. And one thing that has impressed me, I think, about this Texas team is being able to rebound from yesterday's loss. Coming out here and scoring first, they could have been a little flat after wanting to go back-to-back, being the defending champs. They're playing for something here in this third place game.
Yeah, both of these teams have the opportunity to go out with a win.
Absolutely.
And that third place finish, I mean, you know how hard it is to even get to the Little League Softball World Series. So to finish in the top three, that's still a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal to make it to the Little League Softball World Series. And even bigger deal to win it or have a top 3 finish. Especially, we talked about it, but the competitiveness of the World Series this year just took a level up, took a step forward.
Gets jammed. Grace Weber turns and looks at Zenaria Hughes. And they said...
Called her out, but I think we might...
They called Taylor Caston out.
You don't mind, I just want to get that looked at. Appreciate it.
Wow. Yeah, I think they're going to probably overturn this.
So this is our 3rd review in this game. Again, all of those being done in Williamsport. If you are correct in your challenge, then you get to keep it. Oh, wow. Definitely safe.
Yeah.
Should be an easy one to overturn, and that's the wheels of Taylor Caston that we talked about before.
While they look at this, I want to let you know about our Sunday night baseball matchup, the series finale between the NL East leading Braves, who have the best record in baseball, and the Mets at Citi Field, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, with a special 2-hour Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. So just waiting on them to officially overturn this call that Taylor Caston was safe.
So it is interesting here to see what they're actually looking at, because this ball's on the infield, and you see she hits the white bag. When the ball is on the infield, when you play with a 2-bag system, you're supposed to hit the orange bag. So you have to see what the umpire calls. Did he call out because she stepped on the white bag instead of the orange bag? Versus, so you can only step on the white bag on a base hit when the ball's in the outfield. Typically, if the ball's on the dirt, you're supposed to hit the orange bag. So we'll see what the umpires actually say here and what they're actually looking for back in Williamsport. I mean, obviously, by the timing play, she looked obviously safe.
Right.
So not sure, obviously, what the umpire called the out on. Was it just maybe he was off on the timing of it, or did he actually call the out? Yes, okay.
Yeah,
so
okay. Well, thank you for that clarification, Michelle. Yeah. This is something, obviously, they use the orange safety bag in international softball.
Correct.
And I think it's coming to the college game. That was one of the new rules that they just implemented.
And so Coach Ramos is probably going to ask for explanation on this. And that was a good catch by the umpire to actually see that, because I did not see that the first time through until we showed the replay, and then I was like, oh, okay, she stepped on the white bag instead of the orange bag. So anytime the ball's on the dirt or on the infield, you're required to hit the orange bag as you run through.
Caitlin Lau takes that pitch. And Zenaria Hughes scores 2-0 Texas.
Yeah, I think Emily Springo actually forgot how many outs there were after that long break. Just a slight loss of focus, because after she threw that throw to first base to get the out, she took her mask off and looked like she was about to run off the field, and that is going to result in another run for Texas because of Springo forgetting how many outs there are.
Now Kendall Brown. Brooklyn Jamerson is at third.
That's an important run, too, getting late in this game. Every run so critical to try to extend that lead with Connecticut's ability to score quickly with their offense.
Marina Cosmas trying to hustle over there. It's going to be tough. Close to the net.
It's a hot day today, too, wearing all that catcher's gear. I mean, it is just steamy outside. Feels like 104. Temperature's supposed to keep rising today.
It means our championship game at 3 could be a scorcher. With the play on the field and the temperature.
That's right. Oh, real feel is actually 110.
Oh, goodness. It's gotten up since we've started, which makes sense. But
humidity feels like higher than 58% to me.
UV index. Got to make sure you have your sunscreen on.
Meteorologist Marie with that report for us. Thank you, Amanda. That's her alter ego.
Brought to you by meteorologist Marie, or wherever we actually really got that from.
Yep. 2-2 to Kendall Brown. Swing, miss. Strikeout number 3 for Grace Weber.
Grace Weber continues to battle. Pitch on the inner half with the runner in scoring position. Great job getting out of the jam.
Back here at the Little League Softball World Series, well, 2 of these Connecticut players, they were in the stands watching last year. Kaylee Glenn and Emma Bonanno came here to Greenville to watch last year's Connecticut team play in the Little League Softball World Series. And, Chris, they made a promise they were going to work hard to get back here and play on this field.
They did. A lot of extra workouts. Sweet friends that are also doing some sweet things. I want to take you back to a couple years ago when they did a lemonade stand. They had a close family friend pass away from pediatric brain cancer. So they put together this lemonade stand to raise money for pediatric cancer research. Really sweet story between sweet friends that have been besties since kindergarten.
Yeah, these 2 families are very close, and Kaylee and Emma are good friends. Kaylee leading off here, and then, of course, Kaylee's dad, Brian, is the manager of this team, and Emma's dad, Mike, is the assistant coach. He was the manager last year. They live about 8 houses down from each other, and I've heard there are some very serious pickleball games happening in the driveway between the Glens and the Bonannos.
Pickleball, it does get serious. And what's great is that anybody of any age can really play pickleball, too, so everybody can get in on the action. Pickleball's fun.
New pitcher in the circle, Caitlin Lau, will step in to take over for Ambry Ramos, who had 8 strikeouts today. She did a great job.
Ambry Ramos gave a great start, and Caitlin Lau enters in, the 3rd pitcher on this pitching staff for Texas. And Caitlin Lau has improved a lot since last summer whenever Texas won it all. Got more pitching time this summer.
This is her 2nd appearance this week. She pitched 2/3 of an inning on Monday against California. Jasmine Guerrero, 1 away.
You know, we've talked a lot about the growth of this sport and have to talk about the time investment and energy investment that Brian Glenn, the manager of Connecticut, has put into Milford Little League, along with some other coaches, to grow the league. And grow the league actually from about 125 players to 300 players at their Little League.
Be early, girls. We can't be late.
Started to volunteer, and he's the vice president of the Little League. But he noticed that there was just there were differences in softball and baseball, and he wanted to try to equal that out, put more time and efforts and resources into the softball girls as the baseball boys were getting.
And you know what? Now this Little League has been to the World Series 2 straight years. Milford Little League.
And in fact, both of these Little Leagues have fought for equality. And Michelle, you've talked a lot about Midway Little League and their history of winning the World Series, going all the way back to the 90s. They've been investing in softball.
Absolutely. It's so important. You can tell those leagues that actually make softball priority, continue to grow it, it reaps the benefits. I mean, they have very good World Series postseasons.
Holly Kuhn, Cammie Mitchell, it gets past her. She tries to flip it over to Ambry Ramos, but Holly Kuhn safe.
a little bit of a bobble. Cammie Mitchell just a little bit too slow getting it over to Ramos. I'm going to call that an error on the play.
But Michelle, you mentioned the success of Midway Little League. They have won 12 Little League softball World Series titles, more than any other Little League. The state of Texas has 14.
Well, and again, that just shows the dedication, and it's nice to see the growth here in other parts of the country. Connecticut, here in North Carolina.
North Carolina has 2 World Series titles. They will play for a third later today at 3. That'll be on ABC as you see the line forming for that game. Here's the titles by state, and of course there's been only one international team to win the Little League Softball World Series. That was Puerto Rico in 2001. Riley Little laid out for it, gave everything she had.
Good effort by Riley Little. Sees his ball pop up and knows, too, that Kendall Brown is going to be going hard for it, the third baseman. Kendall Brown kind of gives way for Riley Little, thinking she had a better chance at that, and also wanting to stay out of the catcher who's going hard with all that gear on. Not going to feel good if she runs into you.
And that hits Addie McKenna-Hansen. So an error and a hit by a pitch have 2 on for Connecticut, the tying run at first.
You mentioned Puerto Rico being the only international team to win the Little League World Series, Courtney. But the Philippines also at a different age bracket, so in the Junior League World Series were the champions this year, and Connecticut from Milford Little League were the runners-up. So again, successful Little Leagues playing in this game.
You'd love to see it. Emma Bonanno, we told you about her. She's up now with 2 on and 1 out.
And you know these fans are dedicated, too, who are standing in line for their seats 2 hours before game time, because the line that you saw earlier goes into those chair backs that are right in front of us around the bowl of the stadium behind home plate. But 2 hours ago, this line started to form, maybe even longer. Honestly, we just showed it for the first time 2 hours.
And those seats are shaded. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important when it feels like 110. Caitlin Lau first strikeout.
Good pitch by Caitlin Lau. She goes to her curveball, 0-2 count. Perfect placement. Look at it. Right at the knees, little tail away and down. Important strikeout there after an error followed by a hit by pitch. She needed that out. Another good curveball. I like that pitch for her. It's a good tail to it.
Yeah, she's got really good mechanics on it. You can see the way she bends it with her body as well as her arm.
And this World Series and this game coming up, the championship game at 3, has been the talk of the town in Greenville. And people getting their chairs out in the outfield at 10 a.m. this morning and are starting to file in now. And that's a true dedication to be out here and with these temperatures, trying to grab a seat.
Got to, right? This is a big deal. North Carolina's 2 World Series titles were by Roanne Little League, who is from Salisbury, North Carolina, about 3.5 hours from here. But Winterville, North Carolina is playing today, and that's 8 miles from here. Back-to-back Ks for Caitlin.
Caitlin Lau really bared down in this inning after 2 reached with free passes and miscues. She gets back-to-back strikeouts to work out of the inning.
The Little League Softball World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Well, professional athletes teamed up with the Little Leaguers this week. Athletes Unlimited was here in Greenville. They played 2 games just down the road at East Carolina's softball stadium on Wednesday. But before that, they had the chance to come over here to Elm Street Park and watch these Little Leaguers take the diamond. Very special, and they got to meet and greet with the teams. New pitcher in the circle for Connecticut, it's Danny Katansky.
Danny Katansky pitches behind Grace Weber, thrown 9 innings in this World Series and given up just 3 earned runs. Pitched in a pivotal game because Grace Weber was unavailable due to an extra inning game and the pitching eligibility rules. She had thrown either 8 or 9 innings, can't remember which it is, but if you throw 7 or more innings, then you have to have a day of rest the next day. So Grace Weber was unavailable. Danny Katansky totally stepped up for this Connecticut team, got the win.
Yeah, that was on Wednesday against Italy. Struck out 5 over 6 innings.
She did a good job of supporting Weber and then playing first base, and then when needed, she comes into the game. Coach has said understanding that new role, always wanting to have the ball, and that's a big part of it at this age. You have to really, when it comes to pitching, want to have that ball in your hand to continue to practice, make a difference.
Clara Becknall just over the outstretched arm of Audrey O'Connell. Lead off is on.
Clara Becknall is going to pick up a hit, going the opposite way. Really nice piece of hitting when you see these youngsters let a ball travel deep and take it the opposite way instead of trying to pull it. You know, they've been doing their homework and practicing those swings.
So now Cam Bam, as they call her, Cammie Mitchell, is up, and she'll take a chop at that first pitch.
She has home run power, hit a home run in the championship game in the regional. Texas has hit 3 out of the park home runs between regionals and the World Series.
Yeah, the third being yesterday by Zenaria Hughes in that semifinal. Becknall is safe. Slow hopper over to Emily Sporingo. Runner is safe. That ball took its time.
Yeah, good hustle by Clara Becknall to get herself down to second base. Goes in hard, just a slow developing play that gave her enough time to get into second base. Good wheels by Clara Becknall. Nice slide, too. Clara Becknall is a really versatile player. Plays a lot of different positions on defense for Texas, and very good athlete for them.
We've seen her at first base, now working second base today. Jayada Green had a single. Can she do it again? You bet. Clara Becknall around and coming home. 3-0 Texas. Second RBI of the week for Jayada.
And second hit of the game. Jayada's going to take this pitch and go the opposite way. This Texas team very well versed on letting that ball travel and driving it the opposite way, not trying to pull everything, just really good mechanics. Oh yeah, she's giving a little love back to the bench.
Jaden Serrato reached on a fielder's choice in the third. She's got 2 on. Sporingo, it hops out of her glove. She's able to tag third base to retire Cammie Mitchell.
A lot of balls heading toward Emily Sporingo. Tried to go touch third base before she had possession of the ball, even though she had a lot of time. Important for Emily right now, I think, just to slow things down, not get ahead of herself. Ball's finding her a lot right now.
That flips the order. We go back to the top with Riley Little for the third time, and she has reached in both of her plate appearances today.
Texas hitting the ball hard in this inning.
And Danny Katansky coming in to start this inning in relief of Grace Weber. Sporingo tested again. And that is out number 3. Connecticut with one last chance as we... Oh, that was 2 outs. my mistake. Got a little excited.
Music.
Yeah, we were just jamming for a second. Jam break. You've heard of the 7th inning stretch. That was our mid-inning jam break. Ambry Ramos now. Trickles down the left field line. It's still going. It's rolling to the corner, into the fence. 2 runs have scored. Ambry Ramos sliding into third.
Ambry Ramos is a superstar. She started out this game pitching, had 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. How about a triple down the line? She just bashes this ball. She gets it past Sparingo at third and then also past Weber out in left field. It gets into the corner, and Ramos easily going to have a triple. 2 more runs up on the board for this Texas team.
There's Jasmine Guerrero with a runner on third.
Texas has done a good job with their offense of scoring in multiple different innings, not letting themselves sit on that 1-run lead that they had, and got that lead in the bottom of the first inning. Just done a good job continuing to put runners on base, give themselves chances and runs on the board.
Holly Kuhn. And that officially is out number 3. 3 runs on 3 hits for Texas. Last chance for Connecticut as we go to the 6th. Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Our 3rd place game. Texas and Connecticut. Connecticut down to its final 3 outs as Texas leads this 5-0. $11, 12, and 1 up for Connecticut. Starting with Audrey O'Connell.
Audrey has had a great World Series over at second base. No errors for her in the World Series. Got a lot of balls hit her way. And so consistent. And Coach Glenn says she is the best fielder I have ever coached. Has great range.
Those are big words. When the coach says that about you, no matter what level you're playing, that's impressive.
There comes that first strike from Caitlin Lau. She took over in the circle from Ambry Ramos in the 5th inning.
And Connecticut should be really proud of their week here. I think that they've done a good job of showing their fight and having each other's back here this week, having a lot of fun, growing a lot this week with all the games that they've gotten to play.
And I think they've had the toughest road, as that'll be 3 straight strikeouts going back to the last inning for Caitlin Lau. Because remember, this is Connecticut's 7th game. They've played more games than anyone.
Should be really proud of what they've done here at the World Series and how they've represented their little league.
Maya Brown. Yeah, the 2nd straight appearance for this specific Little League. Won their regional in Bristol, Connecticut to represent Connecticut. And the New England regional.
And, you know, for Texas, it's not easy being the defending champs and having that big target on your back for the entire summer. I mean, Coach Ramos from Texas was talking about that 3 or 4 weeks ago, the big target that they've had on their back. You get everybody's best game when you're the defending champs, because everybody wants to be the one to beat you. Biggest target.
And it's still been an amazing summer for this Texas team to get back here, even with the pressure on, and to make it to the semifinals, to make it to that third-place game that we're seeing right now.
Well, it doesn't matter what level of sport you're at. It is hard to repeat.
Yes.
At any level, it's just difficult.
Guess who is here? Championship teams have arrived. New York and North Carolina. Monica Jones getting warmed up. The line getting longer. We'll see them at 3 Eastern on ABC for the championship game.
That's going to be such a good one. Between New York, North Carolina, we're going to have a new champion this year.
Top of the order, Sammy Marini. Throw goes out to right field. Runner's gonna stay.
Jasmine Guerrero has been so good over at shortstop. Sat back on that a little too long. A good hustle by Maya Brown to get herself to second base. Connecticut with a little rally here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and they want Marina Cosmas up for sure. She has a single and a walk in the game. Well, you can find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS.
It's a pretty drawing.
Great activity for the ballpark, right? I think it was a rainbow.
I think it was too, yeah.
Oz better watch out over there. That's been a dangerous spot for him all week. Light on your feet, buddy. Ambry Ramos. 2 down, 2 in scoring position for Connecticut. CT Kids down to their final out.
That was a sweet little hug there by Marina Cosmas to Riley Fagan Davis. Of all these little moments that we've seen this week.
Yeah, a week these players are never going to forget. 7 days of softball. The best teams from around the world came here to Greenville, North Carolina. One run across. Tough play for Kendall Brown at third. She was stretching out.
Kendall Brown is going to try to go into that 5-6 hole and just goes off of the glove. And when it does, it's just going to be difficult to try to rebound off of that. Really good effort to go after that. But Connecticut gets on the board here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs.
I love that Riley Little was the one that called this timeout. She's been a great captain, steady back behind the plate. Talking about, too, what they want to do on this first and third play. Making sure everybody is on the same page.
Riley Fagan Davis reaching on the E5. Comes down to Emily Sparingo. Leads the World Series in pretty much every offensive category.
Curveball left a little bit sweet over the plate, but Sparingo swings through that.
Another big curveball. That's her best pitch for sure. Her bread and butter in the circle, Caitlin Laus. That last out is just always, last 3 outs, always the toughest to get.
2 strikes. Ball.
2-2. And the count runs full. Caitlin now to Emily Sparingo.
You can tell she's getting frustrated with herself, but just needs to go back to her one-pitch mentality or positivity before every pitch.
Ball 4.
After going 0-2, she loses her. You can tell that hip's a little bit early, her arms popping off that hip, losing that pitch low and inside to right-handed batters to that corner.
That loads the bases for Danny Katansky. Edward Ramos coming out to the circle to talk to Caitlin Lau.
Hey, let's just settle in, all right? Hey, none of these are the game-winning runs, okay? Let's trust our defense right here and fill it up. Hey, hard at you, knock it down, touch yours. Everybody else plays that one, okay? Good throws. Let's go finish it.
All of a sudden, you look up and the game-tying runs at the plate. Just need 1 out, but again, that last out could be the toughest to get. I like the softball umbrellas.
I noticed that. It looks cool, right? I need to get you one of those.
Yeah.
Danny Katansky with a great opportunity. It's a slow roller back to Caitlin Lau. And third place for Texas, Midway Little League. They win 5-1.
Really good recovery and rebound by this Texas team after dropping yesterday's game to North Carolina. Great job of winning this game against Connecticut to finish 3rd.
Texas is your 3rd place finishers this year. We'll be back and talk to this Texas team when you come back to Greenville. Third place is going to Texas. Midway Little League defeats Connecticut 5-1 in our consolation game. And the manager, Edward Ramos, and his daughter, Ambry, are standing by with Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Courtney. Ambry, you were so great in the circle to start. What were the words of advice from your dad to get this group to settle in today?
To just finish strong and have fun to play our last game together.
Yeah. Your last game doing Little League with your dad. What have these last couple years been like?
Oh, fine. It's been really fun getting to do this with having my dad as the coach. To experience something like this, it's really big for me, and yeah.
Dad, I know the goal fell short of a second championship, but you won one here last year. You take them to a 3rd place. To be able to do this with Ambry, what have these last couple seasons meant to you?
Just lost for words. I'm just super excited. Glad I got to enjoy this with my daughter, as well as a good group of girls that I've been coaching for some years now. And just glad to go out with a win.
What makes you so emotional?
I'm sorry?
What makes you so emotional?
Just a special little run, and like I said, just doing it with girls that we all had a vision years back, and just to get here with them twice, I know we came up short, but just the experience in itself this year, it was a heck of a run, and we had a lot of fun on the way, made some good memories, and that was our goal at the beginning, to let everything slow down a little bit and enjoy it.
Well, I appreciate the time. You guys have been a blast to follow and so much to celebrate. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Texas finishing with third place this year. All right, you have about an hour to get ready over on ABC at 3 Eastern. Our championship game, North Carolina facing New York. We will have a new champion this year. That's coming up at 3 Eastern on ABC. Please join us for that one. We know it's already going to be a packed house. The line has been here for over 2 hours. We'll see you at 3 on ABC. For now, Texas, the third place finishers at the Little League Softball World Series.